Hello, this is Nicole Gately sharing my final video presentation for MGMT 9450 Selected Topics in Management Data Analytics course. The purpose of this video is to explain the process in making a strategic business decision using data analytics. The strategic business decision that I chose to make for this presentation was how many employees would a large home improvement retailer in New Jersey need to schedule for each day of the week. To make a strategic decision as a store manager, I decided to use the Lowe's Home Improvement store to explain the process on how I would look for the data to make an employee scheduling decision for each day of the week. There is a lot of data out there to analyze. Eric Siegel stated in his book on page 115 that data always speaks. It always has a story to tell, and there is always something to learn from it. Before you begin your data collection to tell its story, it is important to list out various questions to ask to narrow your data search. My questions are: 1. What is the employee organizational structure in the store? Home improvement stores like Lowe's have many positions including cashiers, customer service associates, merchandising service associates, store managers, department supervisors, receivers or stockers, load pullers, and unloaders. These positions are important to have during the store's open hours to assist customers. 2. How big is the store? The size of the store is important to look at when scheduling employees because you want to ensure there are plenty of employees to assist the customers as needed. The Lowe's stores are usually 112,000 square feet with additional outdoor space. 3. What are the sales for each day of the week in the past year? By looking at the daily sales data, we could predict how many customers are in the store on each day of the week to determine how many employees are needed. 4. What positions need to be scheduled on a particular day? When looking at the daily sales data, we can predict what items in what departments were sold to ensure we schedule enough employees to be able to assist those customers. So, to reiterate, the questions I would ask are: what is the employee organizational structure in the store? How big is the store? What are the sales for each day of the week in the past year? What positions need to be scheduled on a particular day? To eliminate incorrect findings, we are going to focus on one of the 4 questions I mentioned. The question I chose to focus on is to analyze the daily sales in the past year to determine the customer volume and know how many employees to schedule each day. Now that we have determined the question our data search will answer, we will define the type of data that is needed to answer the question of how many employees to schedule daily. There are so many different types of data to choose from, including big data, structured and unstructured, time-stamped, machine data, operational data, data sets, and real-time data. For this particular decision, the type of data that will be needed is structured data. This type of data is collected from the database that houses all of the transactions for each business day. To understand the customer base, I looked at the investor fact sheet on their website, which stated Lowe's serves homeowners, renters, and professional customers that complete a wide range of projects. The professional customers include construction trades, maintenance, repair, and also operational businesses. The data that we will analyze will be the total daily sales and the number of customers served to ensure the store has enough employees to provide a high level of service to all of our customers. Once we have defined the type of data needed, we need to know where to find it. The first place I thought to look was the Lowe's website. Almost every company has helpful information on their website regarding sales figures. I was able to review their investor relations data that included quarterly and annual financial figures. The annual report provided a substantial amount of data, including sales per square foot and operating margin for the last 5 years. This information is extremely helpful when making an employee scheduling decision because we want to make sure we are operating efficiently and able to serve all of our customers. Another place where I can find data is on the U.S. Department of Labor website. This website has a wealth of information for employers, including employee pay and benefits costs, regional resources, occupational requirements, and also consumer spending habits. The consumer spending data, along with the employee pay data, will be very helpful when deciding how many employees to schedule each day. By looking at the consumer spending data, we are able to identify when consumer spending is high or low to determine how many employees we should schedule during that time. Once the data is gathered, the best way to analyze it and determine staffing needs is by using charts and graphs like the examples I have here. Charts and graphs give you a visualization of the daily sales data to determine how many employees need to be scheduled to support the customers and ensure the store is operating effectively and efficiently. Visualizing the data also helps you process the information faster. As a decision maker, it is easier to interpret the information by having the visualization of the data in charts or graphs. The line graph I am sharing on this slide shows the number of customers in the store on each day of the week, and the bar chart shows the daily sales for each day of the week. Looking at these charts, we can get a sense of when we will need more or less employees scheduled to be able to operate and support customers every day. As data continues to evolve, presenting the data in a way that is more understandable to the end user, like a graph or chart, will make the information easier to analyze and understand to be able to make an important business decision. Data analysis is very helpful with the strategic business decision I need to make as a store manager. The data helps with optimizing my current operational efforts and also predicting trends for scheduling staff in the future. I am able to identify our daily sales and customer traffic trends or patterns to be able to make an informed decision rather than just guessing how many employees to schedule on any given day. This data helps to ensure we have the right amount of employees for each day of the week to keep our labor costs low and maintain optimal production. This concludes my presentation, and I hope you found this information helpful if you are a store manager and need to solve a scheduling issue.